while taking the exam, you also answered all the questions. You didn't just leave any parts blank. And how
Yes.
about your time management during the exam?
So in the exam, first of all, we had the reading part, and I was really like kind of stressed because I didn't know what would come. Because the past exam we did was like 2013, 2014. So we didn't have the past papers for like 10 years. I was thinking, did they make it easier? Did they make it harder? So when I first got the reading part, I read it. Grammar was okay, nothing really hard. I did the questions, but the questions were really kind of tricky because in one of them, it's a really similar thing. Maybe in the A it's similar, in B it's similar, in C it's similar. So you think like, oh my God, what is that? So they should be ready for this. Read it really carefully. So they're trying to trick you. Now, reading part was good. I think we were doing the reading and listening together. That's what I remember. Maybe it can be different. I don't really. No, we did reading, use of English, and vocab part. So I did the reading and I look at the time. I always check the time after I am done with one part so I can see. Then I did the second reading part. It was short. It was shorter than the first one, but the difficulty was similar. So then I moved to use of English part. There were like maybe like 10 questions. I did the first five and I said, "Oh my God, I didn't expect that to be that easy." So when done with first five, the last five were like so hard. Maybe there were some grammars and vocabularies that I didn't hear on my whole entire life. But I understand that that's for C2 level. Or they also trying to see if you're C2. So that's not my part. I did some of them if I have an idea, and last two of them, or maybe like two or one of them, I didn't have any idea. So I just chose it randomly because it doesn't makes minus points. So why leave it like that? And also in the use of English grammar and vocab part, they were like together. First vocab, then use of English. Use of English was similar to vocab, like last two or three of them were really hard. I don't know if you remember, like we did some extra grammar exercises. You said if it comes out, you can do it. I did one of them, but for last one or the previous one before the last one, they were so hard, and I've never heard of them, so I also chose it randomly. And that's what I can say about the reading and the use of English part. After that, the listening part, the first part, it's you can you listen. While you listen, you do the question. I thought it's going to be the easy one, but I in my opinion, it was harder than the second one because they were talking fast. You know, they were talking fast. The questions were tricky again because they are like similar. You look at the A, you look at the B, you say, "Oh my God, they look the same." So after I'm done with first one, I do the second one. Second one was easier from the first one, in my opinion. Maybe there's because we do it in lessons a lot. It was easy. Like I took my notes. The specific notes are really important. Like if you just write the general ideas, you won't do it. You won't do anything. So you have to write specific details to take a full score, get a full score. So, but I was expecting like maybe 10 out of 15, but it was 14 out of 15. So I was maybe stressing a little bit much. That's what I saw. And for the writing part, I can say that writing part was the hardest one out of them. Because, I don't think I wrote a bad essay, but I had some issues with grammar because of previous years from my high school years. So I don't think I wrote a really bad one, but they didn't give me a good score. maybe their range is kind of high. Their expectations are maybe higher than the students. Because I know most of the people I know that have good English in Coach right now, they also said that I get like maybe 10, 15 from the writing out of 25. That's also the case for me. Yeah, and I never heard someone getting like 20 out of 25. I've never. Maybe they are the international students, maybe they are the ones. And for the speaking exam, the same thing I said, I explained you about speaking. It's similar to SAT, maybe a little bit shorter, maybe 5 minutes shorter. When you first came, your name, your neighborhood, what do you like about your neighborhood, and with your answers, they ask more answers. They ask more questions about your answers. Then after that, they give you a two paper, choose one of them, and you choose it, and you talk it for like 1.5, 2 minutes. Then based on your answers, they add more questions, then it's over. It's not that hard. It's the easiest one.
That's very good. And thank you again. It was also very comprehensive with a lot of details. You went over all parts of the exam. Even I was planning to ask the questions. You answered those questions in detail. Thank you. Now, we got to the end of our interview. Over here, I'll ask you, we call it final five. So I ask you 5 questions, and I want you to give short answers to these questions. And
Okay.
you can also consider them as questions relevant to your journey toward this exam and also your personal life.
Okay.
Okay. What is one lesson from this journey that you think you will carry with you forever?
I should say, what should I say? Short time, can I say you can do a lot in a short time?
Very good. Loved it. How do you personally define success? And has it changed after this experience that you prepared for this exam?
In my opinion, this success is about your goals. If you achieve your goals and you're happy with that, it means you are successful. That's why.
Loved it. Achieving your goals. Is there a routine you followed that made a big difference during this process? And would you share that routine with us?
Always checking the, what was it, notes? The side, yeah, always checking the notes and following your instructions.
Good, loved it. I can generalize it following a teacher's instructions. Loved it. If you could go back in time, if you could travel in time, what's one thing you would tell yourself before starting this journey?
I don't need to say anything. I achieved my goal, but if I go back, I would say, do what you're doing.
That's
That's what I
great.
say.
Was there, this last question is just a general question about your life.
Okay.
Was there a book, quote, or someone in your life who inspired you to keep going when things got tough?
The person I can tell is probably will be my dad, because, he started to work in like real life when he was in high school, and he did all the things by himself. His father didn't really help him, so he applied for one of the best university in Turkey, and he did everything by himself, not getting any help from anyone. So when I sometimes feel bad about myself, when I get a bad grade, or when I have a bad day, I always think about him, like he didn't give up. So that's why we are here. He could have done the same as I did. He could have said, "Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to study. I don't want to work." But he had no option to work hard. Just work hard. And that's when I feel like that, bad or just not in my mood, I always think about my dad and the people that don't have the opportunities that we have. They always pray for what we have, but if we are not happy with our opportunities and all the things we have, we are just selfish. So that's why we need to keep going, you know. We know the kids that selling waters in roadways just to make enough money for to eat. So while we have people like that in whole world, in everywhere, we can say, I don't want to do this. I know I'm in my bed. No, we don't have that option. Maybe one day, then you keep going. That's what I think.
That
Thank
was
you.
very, very good. And I love the story that you shared with us, very personalized story. I appreciate. I myself enjoyed this interview a lot,
Yeah.
and
I
I'm sure
really
that.
miss you a lot. It was
Thank you.
maybe it's like 2 months that we didn't see each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. It's great to see you again. And as I said, I also enjoyed it myself. And thank you so much for sharing everything. And hopefully, it will help at least some people who prepare for this exam. And hope to see you again. And hope
I
to
hope to
just see
see.
you in just
Yeah.
great business in your dream job.
I also want to thank you a lot about this journey because you were the one who made it possible. So I'm really thankful
Thank
for
you.
everything.
Thank you so much. So kind of you. All right, that's it. And hope to talk to you again in the future about your
I hope so.
career.
Inshallah, I hope so.
Thank you. Have a
See
good
you.
day. See you.